All right, week 2 of running a mile every day. Filling this on the last day. I will go ahead and say sorry for this week's filming. It was not done great, and so therefore I'm going to try and edit the best I can to make it bearable to watch. But we were doing a lot of traveling. So hopefully now that we're back home, I will be able to edit and film a lot better. But let's go ahead and get into the summarization. Whenever we left off, I think my best time was about 12:14, which was pretty good. And my weight ended at 212.8. Nothing had changed. So let's get into week 2 and see how it goes.
Morning, everyone. Day 8. We are extremely tired. We played volleyball for like an hour and a half last night. So, and then went to bed at like 11. But we're out here again. Day 8, here we go. Day 8 done. 13:01. I'm happy with that after not getting all my sleep and playing yesterday. But yeah, day 8 done. Day 9. Little change of venue for the next several days, but besides the spider webs, I think she's ready also. Day 9. Okay, so everybody was curious. Day 9, running in 90 plus humidity. I don't think she liked it either. Day 9 and running still sucks. Day 9, done. She's showing off her ab sweat. 13:25, not too surprised. Both my calves were killing me, and my Achilles in my left is not so happy. So decided to walk probably more than we ran on that one, but that's all right. Got it done. Day 9 done. Day 10, I'm tired. You're tired. Dog's still sleeping. Cow's still sleeping. But we're out here. 1 mile to go. Day 10, done. Nice and humid. Of course, 90+% once again. Day after July 4th, nice and tired, but we finished it out. See you guys. Day 11, a little bit more rested. Still out here on the farm. One mile to go. I don't know, how we feeling?
Tired.
Yeah, a little bit better though. Going a little bit. Day 11 done. My right calf and left Achilles did not like it. Probably because I'm running on that. But 13:15, I'll take it. Plus, we got our fans down there.
Hey, watch the back of your head on that.
It can't get any worse. It's not deep at all. I heard you. It was my legs. Day 12. We're trying the afternoon run, see how it feels. I'm sure it's going to be nice since it just rained. Thankfully, it's cooled off a little bit though. 1 mile to go. Day 12, done. Surprisingly, that was the worst I've felt on the mile run so far. My left calf locked up halfway through and just would not move. It's basically just limping along my left leg. But, oddly enough, it was the best mile time I've ever done.
Wrong.
That is absolutely
Wrong.
proved over and over again.
Wrong.
At 12:20. So, I don't know what to make of that, but day 12, done. All right, day 13. Even though we are in a hotel, going to go for a mile run, going to probably try the treadmill today and set a pace of 12 minutes just to see how that feels. But either way, gonna get a mile done today. Day 13, done. I ran a 13:30 something, maybe worse than that. Yesterday was bad, but today was definitely worse. My calves are swollen. Feels like I did a bunch of calf raises, and that's all I did. My
cardiovascular, or my breathing is perfectly fine through my runs, but my calves just lock up. It was a mixture of that and trying to figure out how the treadmill worked. It's newer equipment, so took me a second to figure it all out, but overall, it still would have been worse than my best day by far, just because my calves are locking up. And obviously that's due to a mixture of things. Like right now, they're completely swollen. One, not taking a break for 13 days in a row, but also just overall not used to running this much this often. So either way though, day 13, done. Day 14, I'm hoping that my calves don't lock up and get swollen today like they have been the past couple days. I tried some new stretches that a buddy of mine sent me. So been stretching a little bit more and longer than I normally do, even though I stretch pretty well to begin with. But we'll see how it works out. Once again, running on a treadmill. So now that I've figured it out, hopefully I'll get a better pace going and should have a better time today as long as my calves operate and everything goes fine. So we'll see. Day 14. All right, day 14, done. I don't know what to make of today. My watch says that I did it in 15:11, and I definitely was slower than my fastest pace, which I think is 12:15 so far, but I wasn't that much slower. I was on a treadmill today, and the treadmill, when I finished the mile based on my watch, said that I had gone a mile 0.34, and I had run my initial mile based on the treadmill in 11 minutes and 30 seconds. So I don't know what to make of that. I don't think I did it at 11:30. I may have gotten the low 12s once again, but overall, going to chalk today up as sort of a loss on timing, at least. Who knows what I actually ran? It wasn't a 15:11, I can promise you that. But my calves were still dying. They were not as bad as they have been in the past, but they definitely weren't the best. So I'm gonna chalk it up to just a rough day on day 14. Nothing more, nothing less, but done. All right, so how did we do this week? Well, overall, I would say it was very much a push through week. And what I mean by that is it sucked, point blank. My calves did not want to operate whatsoever this week, which sort of makes sense. When you work out, you're supposed to have days that you take off. You're supposed to rest, recover. And I've now run 14 days in a row without recovering once. And that takes a toll on your body when you haven't done it for a long time or in general. So I'm not too surprised by this week and the fact that my times really didn't improve. In fact, they got worse on a lot of runs. But overall, the fact that I stayed consistent through the week is pretty good. I do expect things to progressively get better after this week, I hope. A lot of people that I've talked to that got into running have told me it usually takes about a month till the whole calf issue is sort of fixed. And we'll see, I guess. I'm not too sure. It did seem to get better on the last couple of days, but the 13th day really, really sucked. So hopefully from here on out, things simply get better like they did on day 14. But to the final results. When I started, I was 218 pounds, or sorry, one of these days I'm going to get that number right. Not today. 212.8 pounds. And now I am 212.6. And to be completely honest, not surprised by that number whatsoever. We've been doing a lot of traveling. When we travel, we don't eat as healthy. We don't eat as consistent. We don't drink as consistent. Water, I mean.
Wait a minute. Drinks? You're 19 years old.
Yeah, I'm talking about Mountain Dews, baby.
I'm talking about Mountain Dews, baby. So it's not too surprising that my weight really didn't change. I was eating a lot unhealthier than we normally do, and my water was sort of all over the place. But for my time, my fastest time, At the beginning of the week was 12:11, and my best time this week was 12:20. So definitely not too much variance. I'm surprised it wasn't worse, to be completely honest. But overall, that's not a bad variance for a week that just overall sucked. I was not recovering, and on top of that, I was running on trails for several days out at the farm, and running on top of rocks is not really great for calves and Achilles that just don't want to operate because they've been pushed for so long. So that overall time of 12:20, I'm pretty happy with, and gives me something to progress for in week 3, which 12:20 beginning of week 3 is good because that means I know I can beat it because I've beat it before. So overall, pretty good week. It was a tough week, but we continue into week 3. Thanks, guys. You have a great day.